Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And somebody suggested that I actually discuss things that I see on social media, subjects, and get subjects from that source. Well, I have looked at a page on Facebook about memories of Andy Griffith's show, and it's kind of interesting questions have come up. One of the questions that came up was why MeTV only shows the black and white episodes of Andy Griffith, not the color episodes. And they understand the different networks buy rights to certain episodes, and I guess they didn't buy the rights to the color episodes. I don't know. That's kind of the way I understand it. But really, I thought the show, when I watched it, Andy Griffith's show, I always thought the show went downhill after Don Knotts left. And after Don Knotts left, that's when the show started um, being broadcast in color. I guess after 1965, so 66, 67, 68, the last 3 years were in color, and they would occasionally have Don Knotts make guest appearances on the show, but I didn't really like the color episodes. I didn't like the show after Don Knotts left. He was what made the show funny. I didn't. And then they had that other show that followed up, Mayberry RFD, that had Ken Berry as a single father with a child with a son, and they had Aunt B living with them, like she did with Andy and Opie, as a caretaker. And how Ken Berry would say, we call her Aunt B. She's not related to us, but that's what she's supposedly, I guess, Andy's father's sister. So that's Andy's Aunt B. But I I did not care for the color episodes, and I did not care for Mayberry RFD show. To be honest with you, I just thought the show was funnier when it had um, Don Knotts on. It's just my opinion. I think a lot of people feel the same way about that. Another questions I've seen come up is why, when they would do the voiceover intro of the Andy Griffith show, of course it would start with starring Andy Griffith, but then they put Ronnie Howard before they put Don Knotts' name, and a lot of there were a lot of questions as to why that was done as well. And yeah, I don't know. I Maybe it was when when you're ending the intro, the last name you hear is Don Knotts. Maybe that's why it's kind of like making you think when the show starts, also starring Don Knotts. So I don't know if that was a reason, or really what the reason was on it. Maybe it's the way Andy Griffith wanted it. A lot of times the stars pretty much called the signals on how the show went. I did read that Fred MacMurray pretty much made all the decisions for My Three Sons. He made the decision as to who was cast on the show, and etc. And I would imagine Andy Griffith probably had that same situation. But those are a couple of questions I've seen come up on social media about the Andy Griffith show, and there's a lot more as well. And I'm gonna use that as an idea for shows in the future. On some of them, not all of them. They're not. I'm not gonna do this base this show talking about social media comments every time, but it is something different and something to try, and it was suggested. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And like I've said before, looking for ideas on shows to do in the future. Shows mainly about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history. That being said, Like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.